of years where your kids are fine and you have absolutely no indication that anything is wrong. And then your life is suddenly totally flipped around and you just can't really believe it or understand it. My name is Michelle Beaulieu. Steve and I met firefighting, and right away we were really drawn to each other. A lot of similar perspectives on life, and it didn't take long at all for us to just know that we wanted to be together all the time. We were basically inseparable from the first day that we met. We had a beautiful wedding, and we had 3 kids right away. So we had this really kind of cool adventure where we were just becoming parents together and figuring out life as we had kids.
Michelle and I really had noticed there was something with Ross that wasn't just 100%. He wasn't as fast as the other kids his age. He was slow getting up off the floor. After a few misdiagnoses, we finally discovered that he had Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, DMD.
When Ross got diagnosed, it was completely shocking. The doctor said women carry this disease and they pass it on to boys, and Dawson or Finn could also have it. I was supposed to get Dawson and Finn's blood work done to find out, and I actually didn't because I couldn't deal with it. I waited like 3 weeks.
We knew Dawson didn't have it. He was just completely different, you know, very physical, and we just knew that he didn't have it. But we took Finn down to BC Children's, and he had a blood test. And that neurologist walked in, and her whole face just went white. And as soon as I seen her, I knew that Finn was diagnosed as well.
So the boys are missing a protein that is essential for their muscles to develop and do the function that they're meant to do. And over time, muscles get weaker and weaker.
And of course, the heart is a muscle as well, so that's usually what happens with boys with DMD is they have heart failure. There's no cure and no treatment, but there is other things that they've come up with that help.
One of the first changes that happened was they were put on the steroid right away, and it changed their looks because it makes you look really puffy and gain weight, and it stops you from growing. The way my child looks is changing because of a medication, and I don't like that. That's not fair. That little face and all his features got a little bit distorted by the drug. But you know, you just have to get over this stuff and not resent it. Acceptance comes in stages. Honestly, when the kids were younger and we were anticipating them stopping walking, it was probably a lot harder than when it actually happened. And I guess it was a little bit the same too with equipment like respirator. You think that's so scary to have the piece of equipment that my child relies on for breathing. But as things progress, then you realize that these advanced tools are really gifts in your life.
I think it was a few months before we really could wrap our head around it and get grounded on what we're going to do. And there was a point when we just said, you know, all of this news is brutal, but these are our boys, and we're going to keep giving them the best life we can every day.
If all you think about is this is horrible and this is unacceptable, it stops you at times from thinking about all the things that you can do and all the joy that you can have.
I said to Michelle, we're taking them to Egypt. I don't care how we do it. We're just going to do it. And that was kind of our first thing where we're just like, you know what, we can just keep doing this kind of thing and being an adventurous family like we are. We went to Egypt and Greece, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Italy, Wales, and Scotland, Ireland. We've traveled all through Mexico from one end to the other.
It was just so exciting, and the boys really, really loved having those adventures. And so we quickly realized that just travel in general was bringing all of us a lot of joy. Dawson arrived home yesterday after being away for 3 months traveling in South America. So that's really nice for us to all be together again and for him to be with his brothers.
Down. Okay, go out towards the fireplace.
I always feel guilt when I leave because I just don't want to miss any of my brother's life, especially since it may not be as long as others.
So we got some socks for you guys.
They're a pack of socks. They're really cute.
I also cherish that because it's something that I think a lot of siblings wouldn't have. I don't think everyone always wants to be around their siblings. You know, you can always see them at a later time. But for me, it's always really urgent to get home because I just want to like spend as much time as I can with my brothers.
What we're planning on doing is just going up to Kathleen Lake and camp for a few days.
We enjoy the problem-solving aspect of traveling and just facing that challenge every day of figuring out how we're going to see something that maybe isn't that easy to see. Because we don't want barriers to stop us, and so we just work around them. Finn went through a period where he was obsessed with watching videos that people had made about Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, and he was online all the time. So you definitely can't hide from them the fact that, you know, one of the first statements you're going to hear when you talk about Duchenne is that it's 100% fatal. It's the most common childhood lethal disease is how they describe it. I guess Finn asks me more than Ross. He'll say to me sometimes, like, I'm afraid of dying or I'm afraid of getting hurt. And I'll say to him, you know, nobody knows, like, when they're gonna die and how long they're gonna live. And I don't really know what else to say at this point because I still don't accept that they're gonna die. I refuse to, so I just don't want to think about it. Just feel gratitude every day to be with the boys and to have them in my life. And I don't worry so much about the future, or I don't worry so much about things that have happened in the past. I just have a peacefulness almost of just being with my family and being with the boys and enjoying our life together. I do think that there is a gift in all of this, as difficult as it is, and that is that it's given me an appreciation for all of the experiences that I get to have with the boys, and I don't think that's a perspective that everyone has. For us, every day, every moment, every breath is priceless, and we'll cherish it for as long as we can.